How you doing?
Ron Coleman.
John, how are you?
Pretty good.
Oh, Ron, I'm sorry.
I survived this climb.
You know what? I'm sorry I made you climb up here for nothing. I forgot that flash drive.
Oh, no.
Can I mail it to you?
If you want to.
Yeah, I'll just take your address. I'm so sorry.
We pay you for it anyway.
Yeah, I did it last night, and then this morning, of course, like we have the, I don't know if you know, we also have the Leader Times. We do the sports section of the Leader Times.
Yeah.
And I got into working on the paper because I left all my equipment up here from yesterday, the Penn Hills game, and I started working on the paper. I looked at the time, I just ran out of the house. That flash drive sitting right beside my computer. It has your name on it too. So I really apologize about
No
that.
problem. But I owe you 25.
Yeah. And
20 if you never get any more. If you don't have a pencil or something, write it down. I can send you my snail mail address.
yeah, if you just respond to that email that I sent you.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, you guys are going to be doing any games next week?
Yeah.
If you want, I can wait till then.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
No problem.
Yeah.
I really appreciate getting it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I just downloaded the actual game file, so you'll get the whole game, and it's the only thing on the flash drive. So.
Okay, no problem. Do you know how you get in contact with that Mike Reed that takes
So,
pictures?
yeah, I have
I got
his.
on the internet, and all I could find is
He does like a lot of weddings.
wedding photography,
Yeah.
and there's no way to contact.
Yeah, you know what? I have his phone number. I
That's
will.
okay, I can get it later because he gets a lot of nice pictures.
Yeah. Oh, he had a great one of Dustin that I put in the paper the other day.
Yeah, and that lady that I can't think of her name.
Nicola Ann.
Patty Fairbank.
Oh, I'm not sure I know her.
Vandegrift or Carl. The one who was putting the Young Township Legion baseball.
Oh, right. I think it is Fairbanks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's too bad you can't do some broadcast down there. They have terrible. You can't even get cell phone service.
Well, and that's such a problem.
And that's why they don't even use the game changer down there because they can't.
Yeah, get the internet for it.
No.
I mean, that's in the springtime. That is such a problem for us. Is the internet. That's why I have to broadcast from up here because this is where I got the internet.
Yeah.
I'm just going to come on here and introduce the senior night.
Well, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'll be in touch with you, Ron.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll tell you what. When I get home, I'll send you my mail address.
Perfect, but I'll be here next week too.
Whatever. We'll work something out.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to High Top Sports Network's presentation of WPIAL non-conference varsity baseball. Today, the Armstrong Riverhawks, fresh off a two-game sweep of the Penn Hills Indians, will host their in-county non-conference rival, the Leechburg Blue Devils, also out to a good start this year, 5-3 on the year for head coach Heath Scheimer's squad. You are watching the Mills Chiropractic pregame show here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day, and we will have the Armstrong seniors recognized here. Prior to the game, that would be Dustin Coleman, Hayden Brink, I believe there. Caden Rupert is also a senior, I believe. And not going to be able to pick up any public address, being 512 feet away here on the landing of the Armstrong Stadium press box. But I will do my best in trying to zoom in that camera angle. And you know what? I'm going to actually make that full screen for you folks and try to zoom in here on the seniors as they will be honored prior to this game. As mentioned, the Riverhawks, fresh off a two-game back-to-back mercy rule sweep of the Penn Hills Indians, 12-1 on Tuesday and 16-1 yesterday. Just an absolute whooping, as my old man would say. So we'll keep this full screen right now. Thanks, of course, to Bugsy's Pizza and Wings, downtown Katanning, Jefferson Street. Stop in, grab a Godfather. That'll fill up the family, and then some. Make sure you get some of their full wings down there. Not those little wingdings. You get the full wings, and they are adjusted by market price. Always a good price there at Bugsy's. And as mentioned, this is the Mills Chiropractic pregame show. Busy day on the network. Joe Rowe down at West Shamokin today. Got a baseball, softball, Heritage Conference doubleheader against Marion Center this afternoon. I believe Joe will be on the call for the baseball game with Jason Elkin. That is my phone ringing with spam, so we're going to mute that. Don't need to hear the old some seniors zoomer in right there on their way out here for the Riverhawks. As I mentioned, can't hear any public address, so you have to bear with me as I try to figure out it is being presented. We'll go down through it here. The roster. Hayden Brink, number 2. Senior. Sunglasses off for the team. Little glare on the screen. Logan Galinsky, catcher, is a senior. Dustin Coleman, of course, mentioned him. Senior captain, along with Hayden Brink. And Caden Rupert, also a senior captain. I believe that is all of the seniors for Armstrong. So Coleman, Brink, Galinsky, and Rupert being honored today. Prior to this game, Armstrong and Leechburg. Pretty good rivalry was up here last year for the Armstrong-Leechburg game. Armstrong came out on top in that victory. And it's interesting, you know, these schools are very much different classifications. Armstrong plays in 5A and Leechburg plays in single A. But that does not diminish the rivalry. A lot of these guys know each other, have played sports against each other and with each other over the years. Oops. Move the camera there a little bit, so try and get that adjusted back for you. There we go. Yeah, a lot of these guys, you know, face each other in travel ball, of course in other sports as well. Blue Devils came up here and played hoops against the Armstrong basketball team. Don't think there's anybody out there on the basketball team for Armstrong that also plays baseball, but I know a couple of Leechburg guys, most notably Owen McDermott, on the squad for the Blue Devils. Came up here and played against the Riverhawks in basketball season. And there's always something special about when you play a team in your general vicinity. You know, Leechburg, part of it from the school district does draw from Armstrong County, so you know, Armstrong County, an interesting county in that aspect. You have schools all around the perimeter of the county. Of course, Armstrong and West Shamokin dead in the center of Armstrong County, but you got just the area down there in Vandergrift, Leechburg, of course, Apollo Ridge, Red Bank Valley, Karnes City. All these school districts have just a little piece inside the Armstrong County line from which they draw students. So kind of a cool thing when you get to play against a team that is technically an Armstrong County team as well. And those are your seniors that have been honored here on the Mills Chiropractic pregame show on High Top Sports Network. Today's broadcast brought to you by Bugsy's Pizza and Wings, downtown Katanning, Jefferson Street. Stop in, grab some grub from the tar pit. I always talk about the pound of fries, the best value in town. Why get a regular order of fries for $4? You can get a pound of those fresh cut French fries for just $5.50. The Riverhawks seniors there, I'm zoomed in on them. Coleman, Brink, Galinsky, and Rupert getting their photo taken between that nice little balloon setup on the infield by third base. So of course on your senior day, no matter what sport you play, if you are a senior, you know that means, hey, my high school career is drawing to a close. And you want to go out there and put on a great performance. Of course you want to do that every day, but especially on your senior day. And we'll see all of those Armstrong seniors, all four of them. They get substantial playing time, substantial time on the mound for Brink and Coleman. That's the 1-2 punch for the Riverhawks in their starting pitching rotation. And of course, Galinsky behind the plate. Rupert has settled in nicely to right field so far this season. He was our DeMond Chiropractic Center player of the game yesterday against Penn Hills. The game-ending, bases-clearing double to make it 16-1 in the fourth inning. A walk-off, technically, because that made it 15 runs after 3. And that is the mercy rule in the PIAA. So Rupert very excited after yesterday's matchup and Tuesday's matchup against Penn Hills. He now leads the Riverhawks in RBIs, tied for the lead in runs scored as well. Just really hitting the ball well, and a bunch of these Riverhawks have been hitting the ball well. Mason Schreckengoss comes to mind, Dustin Coleman, of course, and Braden Wright, the big sophomore lefty, parked one yesterday down onto the road here, pulled it not down the right field line, but not so much right center. It was pretty much a shot to right field, well over the fence onto the road here that separates the Riverhawks baseball field from Armstrong Stadium, where I am perched. And we'll get her zoomed back out here as you take a look at the coaches and captains exchanging lineup cards here for the two teams. Interested to see who will be on the hill today for the Riverhawks. I talked to Armstrong head coach Vinny Santelmo after Tuesday's game, and Dustin Coleman was able to get through 4 innings of that game and only 44 pitches, so that means he could throw at least a little bit this afternoon, up to, I believe, 56 pitches, or, depending on where he starts in at bat, close to 60 probably. So interested to see if Coleman will be on the hill for the Riverhawks. And as I mentioned, busy day on the network today. Joe Rhodes out at West Shamokin, a baseball softball doubleheader against Marion Center. And the West Shamokin baseball team struggling a bit this year. Softball team off to a decent start, 4-3, beat Marion Center on Tuesday by a score of 7-3. So interested to see what takes place in those two games today. Pull that zoom in right above the Armstrong dugout, so you'll get a view of the infield, most of the outfield here. Obviously that scoreboard right in front of us kind of makes it difficult to see those plays in center field, shallow right center, but we do a good job working around it. And folks, always want to remind you that if you follow us on social media, especially Facebook, this has really become an issue. Are those families in the replies to the video when it goes live and in replies to our broadcast schedule posting? Please don't ever click on any of those spam links in the replies. High Top Sports Network would never charge you to watch a game that we cover. So please don't ever click on those links or enter any of your credit card or personal information. It's really become an issue, especially on Facebook. Sometimes we'll see it on Twitter as well. Those spam links get posted in response to us posting our schedule and our videos. So just please be aware, High Top Sports Network would never charge you to enjoy our coverage of high school athletics here in Western Pennsylvania. You, of course, can see it on our website, hightopsportsnetwork.com, on our social media platforms. Just search High Top Sports on Facebook, at @hightop_sports on Twitter. Of course, we have an Instagram, at High Top Sports Network. So the team's about to get underway thanks to Mills Chiropractic for being today's pregame sponsor and our pregame sponsor throughout our coverage of Armstrong baseball this season. Mills Chiropractic Center, located at 115 South Belmont Drive, right below the Belmont Complex, behind the Craft House there. You just pull into that little road coming down over the hill from Franklin Village Mall and the Hilltop Mall Plaza. Maybe a left if you're coming down the hill. And then you pull onto South Belmont Drive, Mills Chiropractic, right there to your left after you make that turn. And one thing I wanted to mention about Mills Chiropractic, you can, of course, schedule your appointment online, and they now offer DOT exams by a certified medical examiner for just $75. So if you need a Department of Transportation exam, go to Mills Chiropractic. They offer it for a great price, just $75. And the Riverhawks about to take the field. Well, 3 of them are out there. Galinski's out there behind the plate. Looks like Rupert out and right. I think that's Hayden Brink at short. We will get you the Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monument starting lineups here in just a second. So thank you for tuning in for the Mills Chiropractic Center pregame. Got to see the Armstrong seniors, Dustin Coleman, Hayden Brink, Caden Rupert, and Logan Galinski, recognized for their contributions to the program prior to this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day on High Top Sports Network. Again, Josh Rettenroth here with you. Just gorgeous day here high atop the hill in scenic Manor Township, Pennsylvania. 80 degrees at game time. And the wind, fingers crossed, much more placid and calm up here than it was yesterday. I had equipment blowing all over the place. If you tuned in yesterday, you saw the camera moving all around. That zoom-in camera, you saw it moving all over the place. And luckily, the wind not as ferocious this afternoon. So we will get you the Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments starting lineup here shortly. I'm going to do one thing here. It doesn't look like we're live on Facebook, and that might be because Mr. Rhodes is out at West Shamokin, and I believe his Facebook account is linked to those broadcasts. So just going to try and get her up here on my Facebook account, save those changes. This one should be going live here shortly on Facebook. Of course, you're watching High Top Sports Network. Looks like Dustin Coleman is on the hill to start today for the Riverhawks. Let us get the game changer up and running here. To the Leechburg and Armstrong tab here. First pitch in there for a strike. That's actually Carson Delano on the hill. Chase Henry leading off for Leechburg. Delano missing low there, so count 1-1. First batter of the game here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day on High Top Sports Network. Josh Rettengost along with you for the ride today. Delano missed low to Henry, so 2-1 the count now. One thing the Riverhawks really did well against Penn Hills over the last couple of days, timing hitting. And Henry smacks a line drive, a leadoff single. It bounces over Harkle Road. And that's going to roll for a bit. Henry on his horse. Henry looking for three. He's not stopping. Cut off right there. Throw. And it hits Henry as he slides into third base. Brink got the cutoff from Harkle Road in plenty of time. Tried to fire it over there to Coleman at the hot corner, and it actually hit Henry as he went into his head-first slide and bounced over to the fence. So Henry in there with a single, well, they're going to call it a double. That ball just bounced over Ian Harkle Road there in center field. Looks like the outfield has been freshly mowed here at Armstrong. So normally that high grass, I think Harkle Road might have been playing it as it was, typically played on the high grass, but ball bounced over him here. So Leechburg threatening, already one batter in. I apologize, that's Turiak at third. The game changer, I'm not sure what happened to Henry. It says one out. Let's try and figure this out really quickly as McDermott swings and misses and goes down on strikes for the second out. So Henry led off the game and flew out. Well, they changed it. Yeah, a fly out there to Harkle Road in center field for the first out. Then Turiak came up, hit that line drive to center that hopped over Harkle Road. And that ball popped up on the infield. Second baseman Kinter out and makes the grab for out number 3. And that will retire Matt Kerfman to end the Leechburg threat. So the Blue Devils leave a runner at third base. Turiak, after advancing to third following the line drive double that hopped over Harkle Road, got in there before the throw hit him. But Carson Delano getting the start today, able to work out of that jam and leave Turiak at third. Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first inning. I will give you now the Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monument Armstrong starting lineup. Dustin Coleman leading off and playing third today. Fellow senior right fielder Caden Rupert hitting second. Senior Hayden Brink at short hitting third. Logan Galinsky, the fourth senior on this team, hitting cleanup today at the catcher position. Carson Delano on the hill. Starting today, he will bat fifth. Braden Wright, who hit a mammoth 3-run home run against the Indians yesterday, batting sixth in the DH position. Mason Schreckengost, who's been having a great season, hitting seventh and playing left field. Logan Badak, great to see Logan back in the lineup. Got in yesterday, a couple of doubles against the Indians. Badak suffered what was a hyperextended knee in the opening game of the season against Indiana, but there was some fear that he might be lost for the season, but great to see Logan Badak back in the lineup. He's a high top guy, helped us out quite a bit during basketball season. So obviously, we'll see Logan out there healthy and doing his thing. He'll be hitting eighth and playing first base. And Nick Kinter rounds out the batting order for the Riverhawks. He will be hitting ninth and playing second base. As mentioned, for the Blue Devils, Chase Henry leading off. Brady Turiak hitting second. Owen McDermott hits third. Matt Kerfman hitting fourth. Tyler Burke hitting fifth. Logan Klein Hitting 6th, Rocco Figna. Hitting 7th, Caleb Kakalka. Hitting 8th, Jake Floyd. Hitting 9th for the Blue Devils. So those are your Carson Warrior Funeral Home and Monument starting lineups. Ground ball foul to the left side there by Coleman. And it'll be Chase Henry on the hill to start for the Blue Devils this afternoon. Swing and a miss. Good location. Looked like Henry took something off that one. As Coleman was out in front. They count 1-2 in favor of the Blue Devils starting pitcher. Henry curveball waited on and ripped out to center field for a base hit leadoff single for Dustin Coleman. So the Riverhawks have first runner aboard here. The leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first. Dustin Coleman continues to swing a hot bat, base knock. Started off here for Armstrong. And that will bring it up Caden Rupert, the right fielder, fellow senior to Dustin Coleman. And I made a rookie blunder here, folks. I left my tee in the car. Just sprint down there and get it. It's hard to talk 7 innings by yourself. And both courts get pitch dry, so I'm going to have to run down there between innings, grab my tee out of the car. Pickoff attempt by Henry. Coleman back safely. Last I left it in the press box, but I don't think I did. Oh, I did. Really unplugging stuff here, looking for it. So thankfully, we did bring my tee up. That saved me a bleach run. The amount of games we've broadcast here at Armstrong as Coleman is on the move, and the throw down and got him. Great throw by Rocco Figna from behind the plate as Coleman is caught stealing for the first out of the inning. And Henry missing high on that pitch. Rupert swings and has a base hit in the left field, so Coleman getting cut down there on the stolen base attempt kind of hurts the Riverhawks. Back-to-back singles to start it, but one down after Coleman was caught stealing. Scoreless here, bottom of the first inning on this Bugsies Beats and Wings game day on High Top Sports Network. Thanks to Jeff and all the great folks down at Bugsies for being our official broadcast partner throughout our coverage of Armstrong baseball in the 2023 season. At the plate right now, Hayden Brink playing shortstop to start. Rupert over there at first after a one-out base hit. And Brink able to check the swing right there. So that'll make it count 2-1. You know, word has gotten around the section that Brink is a dangerous hitter. A couple of intentional walks I've seen handed out to Brink over the past few games. He can obviously swing a big bat, hit a mammoth home run at Penn Hills on Tuesday. And that one missing inside from Henry, so that'll make it 3-1. One down, Caden Rupert at first. Brink dealt with some arm issues last year, but healthy this season as he takes another walk, so Good eye by Hayden Brink at the plate. And draws a walk. And I'm going to take a look through the stats here really quickly. See how many walks that is for Brink this season. It's quite a few, I know that. As Galinsky will stride to the plate, hitting cleanup today. That is Brink's 7th walk of the season. That leads to the team. So good eye there by Brink. Gives the Riverhawks runners at first and second. One down, Logan Galinsky, the catcher. At the plate. Pitch in there by Henry. A fastball in the inside corner. Nice location by Henry. Riverhawks come into this game 6-3, 4-2 in section play. Galinsky slaps one into right field. And let's see if Rupert gets the green light. He does. Throw in, cut off. And Rupert will slide in head first with the game's first run. An RBI single by senior Logan Galinsky on senior day. Makes it 1-0 Armstrong here, bottom of the first. Still just one down. And now runners on first and third for the Riverhawks. Carson Delano will get his first at-bat of the afternoon. Armstrong, 3 singles in this inning. A leadoff by Coleman, he was caught stealing. And a base knock by Rupert, a walk issued to Hayden Brink, and an RBI single by Galinsky. Delano showing bunt, pickoff attempt. Over, and that will be a pinch runner with a flex roll. Trying to see exactly who it is. Jake Fester, usually the first pinch runner off the bench for the Riverhawks. Let's see. And on the move down to second. Another great throw by Vigner. Double steal attempt. Throw back in and out at the plate is Hayden Brink. So Leechburg whipping the ball around the diamond. That is the second caught stealing for the Riverhawks. As Armstrong attempted the double steal. Cutting in front of that ball was McDermott at short. Didn't allow the throw to go all the way through to second base. Fired home, just an absolute dart to Rocco Vigna, and he was able to lay the tag on Hayden Brink. So 2 down now, both outs. Coming on, caught stealing. Henry low and in the dirt there at the plate. Vigna, nice block. That'll make the count 2-1, so Delano going to swing away right now. Showed bunt there prior to the double steal. And that one dropped into right field. Another base hit. On his way around is Fester. And he'll be upstanding with the second run of the game. As mentioned, pretty sure that was Jacob Fester in there to pinch run for Logan Galinsky. But an RBI single with 2 down by Carson Delano helps his own cause. And puts the second run for the Riverhawks on the scoreboard. 2-0 Armstrong here, bottom of the first, and get a pinch runner in there for Delano since he is pitching today. Braden Wright at the plate, monster home run yesterday against the Indians. And the scouting report against Wright is to throw off the plate. Have trouble with those outside pitches, and he swings through one right there from Henry. I mean, we saw it against Penn Trafford. They really pounded that outer third against Braden Wright, and he had a lot of trouble handling it. But if you get the ball over the plate, even just a little bit, as that curveball is in there for a strike on the outside corner. So right now, down quickly in the count, 0-2. Wright is going to have to be better at handling those outside pitches. It seems like he's always kind of in pull mode. And swung on. That one hit hard to left field and carrying, but underneath it is Tyler Burke, and he'll grab it for the third out of the inning. So Wright was able to make contact with that outside fastball coming in from Henry, but lined it right at Tyler Burke for the third out. But the Riverhawks score 2 in the bottom of the first. A couple of RBI singles. Delano and Galinsky. RBI base hits. And Armstrong up 2-0. as we head to the second inning on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day here on High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckinghouse with you. Thanks to Bugsy's, of course. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. Of course, see there on the scoreboard, Steffi's Country Catering. Graduation party season coming up here. It's can't believe it's mid-April already. Seems like this year has just flown by. Listen, if you're getting ready to plan that graduation party, or be it a wedding, maybe a family reunion in the summertime, just search Terry Steffi on Facebook, and he can cater your event, big or small. Remember, when you cater your next event with Steffi's Country Catering, mention High Top Sports Network and get a 10% discount on your event. That only applies if you're catering an event, but stay aware of those Sunday takeout specials. Boy, Terry had a spread for Easter Sunday last week. Just all kinds of goodies and great food. And I mentioned it yesterday on the broadcast. By the time I saw what was left, Terry made a bunch, not only to fill the orders, but had a bunch of leftover stuff that you could purchase. You know, obviously homemade, fresh cooked. You know, had some stuff, ham balls, pasta salad, two of my favorites from Terry. And by the time I saw the post and tried to respond, it was all gone. That tells you how good it is. Make sure you check out those Sunday specials. Just search Terry Steffi on Facebook for the Sunday takeout specials. Of course, you can message him there and set up the catering for your next event. Terry, a longtime sponsor here of High Top Sports Network, our coverage of Armstrong Athletics as well as Freeport Athletics. Terry's got some grandsons down there in the Freeport athletic programs. Has that ball popped up on the infield by Tyler Burke, and Kinter will settle under it for the first out of the inning. Terry is, as we like to call him, he's one of the day ones. He's been there since the beginning of High Top Sports Network. Of course, we have a long-standing relationship with Terry through the Leader Times, High Top Sports Network, your official content provider of the Leader Times sports section, the paper of record here in Armstrong County. Make sure you tune into our broadcast, of course, but feel free to pick up the Leader Times as well. You can see High Top Sports Network's coverage of local sports online and in print. We covered Terry for many, many years, the head coach and manager of the Worthington-Katanning Stangs Pony League team. So once we launched High Top Sports Network in 2020, that ball's crushed to right field. Rupert on his horse, and he gets there right in front of the fence in right field. Boy, Rupert took a great route to that ball as Logan Klein put a charge into it, about 5 feet short from the fence, but closer to the fence in foul territory. So Rupert really had to be aware of his surroundings and did a great job tracking that ball down for the second out of the inning. What a nice play by senior Caden Rupert in right field. 2 down now. Delano will face Rocco Vigna, the catcher for these Blue Devils. And Vigna, oh, that one's picked at third. Nice play by Coleman. Fires across, skipped it in, and Badak with the smooth glove at first base picks that ball off the turf. 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Devils. And we will head to the bottom of the second inning here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day on High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckinghouse here with you. Hope you are enjoying this gorgeous April afternoon. I know I am. Especially love it when the wind is not blowing 50 miles an hour right in my face and sending my equipment flying as it was yesterday. It's definitely a wind-prone spot up here, but just a gorgeous complex at Armstrong Junior Senior High School here on Buffington Drive in Manor Township. You got the school down there to my left. I have obviously posted up here at Armstrong Stadium home of the football, soccer teams, and the track team. They were in action earlier this week against Kiski area. And then across the road there, of course, you got the softball field down below the baseball field, here down to the left. And I am perched in the Armstrong Indoor Athletics broadcast booth coming up this weekend at AIA 138 South Grant Avenue in Katanning. It'll be your baseball and softball hitting clinic, ages 8U, 10U, and 12U, an hour apiece. Baseball and softball hitting instruction by the fantastic instructors at Armstrong Indoor Athletics. You can register at AIA.team. It's $25, not bad, for an hour of expert instructions. Help your youngster figure out the best way to approach hitting and your at-bats at the plate. You know, hitting is not just swinging a bat and putting it on the ball. Of course, that's the very basic definition of it, but so much more goes into hitting. You know, it's really a full-body thing, and that's one of the hardest things to convince kids. You know, they just want to use their arms and throw that bat at the ball, and really hitting is a full-body exercise. As the first pitch of the inning, chopped towards third base, a little trouble with it over there, firing across, and unable to get the leadoff hitter. So the Riverhawks will have the leadoff runner aboard after that error at third base. That was Mason Schreckengoss, chopped it down there to Matt Kerfman, and had a little trouble getting it across right there. Had a little trouble picking it up, really. Got the ball on 2 hops and knocked it down, but just couldn't find the handle. As Henry tries the pickoff attempt, Schreckengoss back safely, nobody out. Bottom of the second inning. Hawks on top 2-0. Couple of runs in the bottom half of the first. RBI singles by Carson Delano and Logan Galinsky. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Logan Badak at the plate. As I mentioned, Logan suffered that knee injury. First at bat of the season, just a rough one. Beat out an infield hit, and when he stepped on the bag, he heard a pop in the knee, and of course, everybody held their breath, kind of fearing the worst when that happens. I've seen a lot of guys do some damage to the knee running through a bag like that and just catching it weird. Maybe your spikes slip a little bit on it. That ball fired over Vigna's glove all the way to the backstop. There by Henry, so a wild pitch will allow Schreckengoss to advance to second base. So runner in scoring position here for the Riverhawks. Nobody out. 2-1 is the count to Logan Badak's opportunity for the junior first baseman. Logan able to work his way back from that injury. Swings and fouls it off. Now even the count at 2-2. Back with the lineup yesterday against Penn Hills, a couple of RBI doubles for Logan, so great to see him back and hopefully, if not 100%, getting darn close to it. As mentioned, Logan, he's a high top guy. Did a bunch of basketball broadcasts for us in the winter. And 2-2 count incoming. Delivery here from Henry. Schreckengoss at second. Curveball laid off and bounces away from Vigna, and that allows Schreckengoss to move up. So now we have a Nationwide Logistics full count. Nationwide Logistics, drive to the best. If you're looking for a new career, check out Nationwide Logistics Inc. That's nationwidelogisticsinc.com. First thing that comes up is a job application. Got a fantastic fleet of trucks, great career opportunities, so check them out. So the Nationwide Logistics full count pitch in the dirt, bouncing away from Vigna. Schreckengoss will stay put at third base as Logan Badak draws the walk. So 2 aboard, nobody out. believe this is Kinter. Ground ball to third, picked up by Kirkman, goes to second, gets one, fire across. Not in time. So the run will score on the RBI fielder's choice by Nick Kinter. And that'll make it 3-0 Armstrong here in the bottom of the second. And just checking in over at West Shamokin, looks like the Stingers are up 1-0. I believe that's the softball game. No score yet in the baseball game, so feel free to check out the other broadcasts we have today on the network. Joe Rose over at West Shamokin. I believe he and Jason Elkin are on the call, maybe for the softball game or the baseball game. I'm not 100% sure. Now Kinter at first with one out. 0-2 count here to Dustin Coleman. Oh, 1 for 1. Led off the game with a single and was caught stealing. And Coleman takes a rip, but sends it foul out of play down the left field line. Will bring up for his second at-bat of the day, Caden Rupert. Nick Kinter down there at first base. Following his RBI fielder's choice ground out. And a swing and a miss by Rupert. He's 1 for 1. Attempt, and Kinter is back safely. 3-0 Riverhawks here. A couple of runs in the first, one here in the second. Rupert, he was hit by that one. Looked like it got him on the left arm. Maybe the elbow, the way that ball came off. So Henry plunks Caden Rupert. That'll put 2 aboard for Hayden Brink. And as I mentioned, Brink drew a walk that first time up, his 7th walk of the season. That is top score on the team, so Hayden Brink showing some really good patience at the dish so far this year. But you know he wants to swing that bat, especially with runners on base. So let's see what happens here in this at-bat against Henry. First pitch upstairs, that's a ball. 1-0 the count to Hayden Brink. Second delivery in there for a strike from Henry. 1-1 the count. 2 aboard here, 2 down, bottom of the second inning. That ball bounced, and it gets past Vigna, so both Riverhawks runners will move up 90 feet. That puts Kinter down there at third base. And of course, Rupert, after being hit by a pitch, now down at second, so couple of ducks on the pond here for Hayden Brink. Let's see what the senior can do. 2-1 pitch. Brink swings. Hits one down the left field line. That was just foul. Rolls all the way to the fence. That would have gotten 2 runs home had it stayed fair, but nothing but a loud strike. Even count at 2-2, 2 down. Deuces wild here in the bottom of the second. Henry trying to get out of this jam. With only 1 run allowed in the inning. Let's see if the Leechburg starter can do his 43rd pitch here in the second. That one low. Vigna has to knock it down again. Boy, Rocco Vigna really throwing his body around behind the plate there, trying his absolute best to keep that ball from getting back to the backstop. It has a couple of times, but Vigna has been solid behind the plate. So now we have a Nationwide Logistics full count. Big pitch here. Henry delivers and brings swings and misses. Vigna hangs on to it. And Henry able to work out of the jam. Only 1 run allowed. Riverhawks strand 2. Runners on second and third base. That'll make it 3-0 here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day on High Top Sports Network. About to head to the top of the third inning. Leechburg will be coming to the plate trying to get some offense going. And there was just 1 hit so far against Armstrong starter Carson Delano. That was Braden Turiak. Able to knock one and bounced over center fielder Ian Harkleroad, and he got all the way to third base. Was stranded there as Delano was able to work out of it. Something interesting here as I'm going over the Leechburg stats while Delano gets his warm-up pitches in here before the top of the third inning. Blue Devils coming off a section sweep of Summit Academy over the past 2 days. Listen to this. Blue Devils won on Tuesday 22-7. All right, 22-7. How many hits do you think Summit Academy had? That's right, 0. No hits. Summit Academy made 6 errors in that game. Leechburg 22 runs on just 10 hits. But the Blue Devils themselves made 3 errors. So that allowed Summit Academy to get some runs on the board. Leechburg pitching also surrendered 9 walks. And out of those 7 runs, only 3 of them were earned, but a no-hitter against Summit Academy on Tuesday in a 22-7 win. And then yesterday, what did I say? Thursday? I meant Tuesday. Yesterday, Wednesday, playing Summit Academy in the second half of the back-to-back. Leechburg 15-3 victorious in 5 innings. And guess how many hits Summit Academy had? That's right, 0. Back-to-back no-hitters for this Leechburg Blue Devils pitching staff. And in that game yesterday, Summit Academy 9 errors, which allowed Leechburg to score 9 earned runs of their 15. So tough times there for Summit Academy, but interesting that Leechburg pitching able to string together back-to-back no-hitters yesterday. Burke was on the hill. That ball hit out into left field. And over to grab it, Mason Schreckengoff on the run. First out of the inning on that pop fly to left. That was Caleb Kapalka flying out there to Schreckengoff. And this will bring up Jaden Floyd. You know Jaden's name from football season. Sophomore starting quarterback this year, and had a lot of pressure on him this year. First season in the starter's job, and of course Brandon Lovelace, a huge part of that team now already at Pitt. He's going to be playing football for them, and Lovelace had a great season running the ball and defensively. Also punt returns. I mean, Lovelace did it all. But Jaden Floyd under center was able to help the Blue Devils get to the WPIAL playoffs. He is hitting 9th today for the Blue Devils. Curveball in there for Delano, freezes him for the Nationwide Logistics backwards K. Nationwide Logistics, drive with the best. Check out their career opportunities at nationwidelogisticsinc.com. They are hiring. So that strikeout by Delano, the second out here in the top of the third. Delano settled in nicely. And that'll bring up the top of the order. Chase Henry up for his second at bat. Flew out his first time up. Trying to get something started for Leechburg here with 2 down. And Delano misses again, so a 2-0 count here to Henry. Leechburg 5-3 on the year entering this game. As mentioned, coming off that sweep of Summit Academy in the section. Prior to that, they played Union, defending WPIAL champions in 1A. Just great athletics out there for the Scotties basketball team. Boys basketball team did very well, as did the girls. And that ball in there for a strike, 2-1 the count. Good fastball by Delano that Henry took a look at right down the middle. But a wild game for Leechburg in the second half of that section back-to-back against Union. This was last week. And no, it's not a football score. I know I was just talking about Jaden Floyd being a quarterback for the Blue Devils football team, but it was 17-16 last Tuesday. Just an outrageous game between the Blue Devils and Scotties. Union jumped out to a huge lead. Matt Kirkman on the mound to start for the Blue Devils. That ball ripped at shortstop. Brink Fields fires. A good pick there and a stretch by Badak for out number 3. So Badak, a couple of nice plays with the leather over at first base so far. And that'll do it in the Leechburg top half of the third. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Leechburg scoreless through 3. We're going to be coming into the bottom of the third inning here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day on High Top Sports Network. Thanks to Jeff Bowser and the crew down at Bugsy's. I always mention the Godfather because it is a perfect group pizza. Maybe you got some family over, maybe you got some buddies over. Perfect pizza to feed everybody. Of course, you can get whatever toppings you want on that bad boy. I like to go with the, I'm a simple guy, extra cheese and pepperoni. And they don't, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't sell you short on the toppings at Bugsy's. I mean, you ask for extra cheese, you're getting extra cheese. And they'll throw that pepperoni on there generously. But of course, aside from the Godfather, plenty of great specialty pizzas at Bugsy's. Taco pizza's pretty good. Pretty much a big fan of everything they have down there. There's a classic, pizza and wings joint. Just great stuff downtown Katanning. Whether you're feeding the family or just stopping in for lunch like our friend of the network, Ed Morris, does a few times a week. I've been missing Coach Morris. He came up and called that walk-off win against Plum with me. Haven't seen him since. I know that he and his son Eddie, former Riverhawk, now at Slippery Rock playing baseball for the Pride. They went to the Pirates season opener out in Cincinnati because Joe Rhodes, our own Joe Rhodes, had texted him and asked if he was going to come up and call the game, but said he was on the road to Cincinnati with Eddie to check out the Pirates season opener. They got a win that day. But been scanning the crowd and always looking for Coach Morris. And he knows that he has a standing invitation up here in the Armstrong Indoor Athletics broadcast booth to jump on and call a game anytime he wants. So, Coach, if you're listening or you're watching, don't be a stranger. Strike thrown there by Burke. Now in his third inning of work. He's given up 3 so far, 2 in the first, 1 in the second. And that pitch high and out of the strike zone. But before we got into the inning break there, and I talked about Bugsy's and the Godfather, was talking about that game between Union and Leechburg. There's a ground ball. Gets through Burke and up the middle for a base hit. Able to keep it in the infield was McDermott. That is going to be a leadoff single for the Riverhawks. Down there at first base with his second hit of the game, Logan Galinsky had an RBI single in the first. So Galinsky on senior day, 2 for 2. Good start for the inning. He's replaced by a pinch runner. I believe that's Fester. That's going to bring up Carson Delano, the starting pitcher. He skies one out toward right field. Jaden Floyd makes the grab, tosses it in, and Fester will retreat to first base. One of these days, I'm going to get to this game between Leechburg and Union. Blue Devils and Scotties. Just a wild one last week. 17-16 Union, the final score. Braden Wright heads to the plate. And in that game, Union, an 8-run top of the first inning. So you figure right there, oh boy, we're golden. Leechburg clawed their way back with 4 in the bottom of the first inning. At the first pitch to right, curveball is fouled away. So then Union tacks on 3 more in the top of the second to make it 11-4, and then Leechburg explodes for 10 runs in the bottom of the second. So already you've got 25 runs in the first 2 innings. And then a back and forth affair. Union got 2 in the top of the third, 2 in the top of the fourth. Leechburg answered with 2 in the bottom of the fourth. Then Union tied the game at 16 apiece with 1 in the top of the fifth. Teams went scoreless through the 6th and the 7th. And in the 8th inning, wouldn't you know it, the Scotties able to pull out the victory. 17-16, they scored a run in the top of the 8th inning, and wouldn't you know, a bases-loaded walk was the difference in a game like that. 17-16, it comes down to a bases-loaded walk in extra innings. Wright swings and rips one into right field, base knocked by Braden Wright. Hard hit, Fester turns at second. He's going to be into third base, standing. Braden Wright waited on that curveball and ripped it out into right field. And just to wrap it up, that game between the Scotties and the Blue Devils, 32 hits between the two teams, 18 for Union, 14 for Leechburg, 8 errors between the two teams, 2 for Union, 6 for Leechburg, and only 4 extra base hits for the Blue Devils in that game. 5 extra base hits for the Scotties, so a wild one. That was last week, and then Leechburg rebounded with that sweep of Summit Academy. Down 3-0 here. The runners at the corners, bottom of the 3rd inning. On this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day on High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckengoss with you. As mentioned, hop over to the other broadcasts we have on the network today. West Shamokin baseball, softball doubleheader out in Rural Valley, taking on the Marion Center Stingers. Joe Rhodes out there with Jason Elkin on the call. And as for us, we got 1 down here. Runners at the corners. Mason Treckengost. Chance to help the Riverhawks add on. Check swing. Did he go? And they're going to say he held up, I believe. Yep, that was ball number 2. Oh, excuse me, that was a strike. Apologies there. They called it strike 1 looking, so it must have been on the plate, even though Treckengost was able to check his swing. Now a 3-1 count. Henry trying to get out of another jam. Left runners at second and third last inning. Now the bases are loaded after Treckengost draws that walk on a 3-1 count. Henry up to 57 pitches, make it 58 on that ball 4. And now a big chance for the Riverhawks. Logan Badak. Told you what Logan's gone through so far early in this season, working his way back into the lineup after that hyperextended knee suffered on his first at bat of the season, legging out an infield hit at Indiana. Great to see Logan back, and now a big chance. Told you Logan got in yesterday against Penn Hills. Later in the game, a couple of RBI doubles in his 2 plate appearances. It's funny, you look at the stats for the team, and Logan leading the team with a perfect 1,000 batting average. However, only 3 at-bats, but 3 for 3. A couple of doubles and that infield single against Indiana way back the first game of the season. So now Badak facing Chase Henry. Leechburg starter in some trouble right here. Ball low. Will be ball 1 to Logan Badak. Henry fires the 1-0. Vigna knocks it down and keeps it in front of him again. Can't say enough about what Rocco Vigna has done behind the plate for the Blue Devils. Really sacrificing his body, throwing his chest out in front of everything. As Henry has been in the dirt quite a bit. Badak swings, takes a big cut, but fouls that one out of play to the right side. I believe that one hopped into the softball field. Or just landed in the softball field. So 2-1 the count to Badak. Henry delivers Badak's swing. A huge cut there by Logan Badak, but missing. Looked like Henry might have taken something off that, a little off-speed pitch. Looked like Badak was sitting fastball and swung over the top of it out in front. So 2-2. Now the count, bases loaded for the Riverhawks. Badak rips one. And that's going to be fair down the left field line. Couple runs are going to score. Badak, as the throw goes to third, in there safely, will be striking us. And Badak again delivers with the bases loaded. Another 2-run double. Had one yesterday, has one today. Badak on the 2-2 pitch. Stayed with it and ripped it past Kerfman at third. Down the left field line for a 2-run double. That'll make it 5-0 Armstrong. Logan Badak, over the past couple of days, swinging a hot stick. Last 3 plate appearances. Excuse me, 3 doubles in the last 2 games as that one hops away for Vigna. Logan Badak drew a walk his first time up, and now ripping a 2-run double down the left field line, make it 5-0 Armstrong. Riverhawks with a couple in scoring position, striking us at third, Badak at second base, and at the plate will be Nick Kinter at an RBI ground out, fielder's choice. His first time up. And Kinter behind in the count now, 1-2 as Henry gets a strike right there. Henry up to 64 pitches here in the 3rd inning. Kinter fights that one off. It's going to drop in right field. And will that score 2? No, Badak. He's going to hold it third as Shrekagast easily crosses. Badak kind of had to hold up there at second base to see if that ball was going to be caught. But I mean, I have a perfect angle out here where I'm set up and saw that ball was going to drop in front of Jaden Floyd, no problem. Badak played it safe. And we are going to get our first Nationwide Logistics mound visit of the afternoon. Drive with the best, Nationwide Logistics. Check them out if you're looking for a career change, if you're a driver and want to drive some of the best trucks in the fleet. They serve all over the Northeast. Nationwide Logistics, you can check out their website, nationwidelogisticsinc.com. That's nationwidelogisticsinc.com. And the first thing that pops up on the website, boom, job application. So if you're looking to maybe change careers, maybe change the type of driving you do, or maybe if you want to get into it as a profession, make sure you check out nationwidelogisticsinc.com. game after Coach Scheimer came out for the mound visit. Nick Kinter at first after his RBI single to make it 6-0. Score for you real quick here. And Henry floats the curveball in there to Dustin Coleman, 1 for 2 this afternoon. Singled his first time up, was caught stealing, and then struck out second at bat last inning. Trying to bring home Badak from third, pickoff attempt. Nope. Is that a balk? Yes, it was. And so the balk will score Badak and allow Kinter to move up to second base uncontested. Badak in with the Riverhawks' 7th run of the game. Times are getting tough out there for Henry on the hill. Interested to see what Coach Scheimer is going to do here. See if Henry can maybe get through this inning. And has the ball to Dustin Coleman. That'll make it 1-1. So an unfortunate mistake right there for the Blue Devils as Henry balks home Logan Badak. And that one low in the dirt. Another block by Vigna. That'll keep Kinter at second base. Pull that back a little bit on the camera there. Maybe give you a little bit more of a view of the outfield. Tough to see with that scoreboard right in center field, but oh, Henry just missing inside to Coleman. So another Nationwide Logistics full count. Oh, that wire popped in my ear right there on the headset. Don't know if you guys heard that out there, but and ball 4 to Coleman, so another walk surrendered by Henry. And I was looking down toward the bullpen. They have it on the right field side here for the visitors, and no one warming up for Leechburg. So looks like Coach Scheimer is going to stick with Henry at least to try and get out of this inning. Caden Ruber's 1 for 1 this afternoon, and Henry gets a strike on the first pitch to Rupert. That one missing inside, so 1-1 the count. Armstrong squad, recognized prior to the game. Rupert waits on it, skies it. Will it stay in play? Vigna can't grab it. Oh, Vigna at the last second turned his glove over. I don't know if he lost it in the sun or what, but that's a break right there for the Riverhawks as Rupert fouled that one maybe 15 feet up the line on the first base side. Vigna was under it plenty of time, just very last second turned his glove over, and I don't even think he made contact with the ball. So make it 1-2. Henry trying to find that second out of the inning. And Vigna has to scoop it up again. Kinter will stay put at second base. And leaving the count at 2-2. 7-0 Armstrong here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day. South Jefferson Street, downtown Katanning. Stop in, grab a pie, grab some wings, grab a sandwich. And that one hops in front of the plate over Vigna's shoulder. And the Riverhawks will advance both runners. Coleman down to second. Kinter makes his way to third. Check really quickly and see what we got on the wild pitch front. It says only, that's got to be 2 for Henry right there. It says only 2, but it seems like there have been more so far. And that one, that's going to hit Rupert and send him down to first. So Rupert hit by a pitch again. Caden Rupert twice on the left elbow. So now the base is loaded once again for the Riverhawks. And Hayden Brink, senior shortstop at the plate. Brink, huge cut right there, missing the curveball. 4 runs in here for the Riverhawks in the bottom of the third. Brink trying to do some real damage here and swings and misses again. So Brink definitely taking some man-sized cuts at the plate right there. Trying to maybe bring everybody home at once. Down to the count now, 0-2. And Brink waited on that one, skied it. There's another curveball. And caught at second base. Maybe 2-3 steps into the outfield. That ball hauled in by Turiak for the second out of the inning. Base is still loaded. And Logan Galinsky, 2 for 2 this afternoon. Galinsky with a run scored and an RBI. So a chance to really break it open right here if Galinsky is able to pick up his 3rd hit of the afternoon. And the 1-0 curveball in there for a strike by Henry. Good pitch. That curveball hasn't truly been working for Henry this afternoon, but that was a pretty one right there. A real 12-6. Dropped it in right at the knees. 1-1 to Galinsky. Little chopper out in front of the plate. Gonna have to hurry. And they get him at first base as Henry fields his position, fires down to Kapalka for the 3rd out of the inning. Riverhawks leaves the bases loaded, but Armstrong able to push 4 more runs across here against the Blue Devils as we get ready to head to inning number 4 on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day. My name is Josh Ricknoth. You're watching High Top Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon, spending some time with us here on the network. As mentioned, Joe Rhodes over at West Shamokin. Baseball, softball doubleheader going on there in Rural Valley. Heritage Conference action as the Wolves are taking on the Marion Center Stingers. And of course, fantastic sponsors here on High Top Sports Network for our coverage of Armstrong Riverhawks baseball here in 2023. Mills Chiropractic Center, our pregame sponsor. First Border Funeral Home and Monuments, starting lineup sponsor. Bugsy's Pizza and Wings, our official broadcast partner. We're Steffi's Country Catering, our scoreboard sponsor. Nationwide Logistics. Got the full count, backwards K, Mount Visit. Really appreciate those guys. Armstrong Indoor Athletics, our broadcast booth sponsor. Of course, Demond Chiropractic Center, our player of the game sponsor. And Ryan Bowser State Farm, our post-game sponsor. Here on High Top Sports Network. Great local businesses, and of course, said this yesterday, we're not just paying them lip service, we patronize our sponsors because of the support they show us. So if you or anyone you know is ever in need of the goods and services provided by the sponsors you hear about here on High Top Sports Network, stop in, give them a call, make sure you tell them you saw it on High Top Sports Network. We truly believe in our sponsors because they believe in us. They help provide the financial assistance for us to keep these broadcasts free of charge to you out there. Also allow us the ability to purchase the equipment needed, everything really that goes into it. From our standpoint, is provided by our wonderful sponsors. We certainly appreciate them, and we appreciate you out there. Fourth inning about to get underway. Delano fires a strike to start off the first hitter. An inning here for the Blue Devils. That one just missing low and inside. This is Terriac 1-for-1. In this game, hit that line drive out toward Harper Road that bounced over Armstrong center fielder, and Terriac able to get the third. Curveball by Delano, nice pitch. Terriac looked at that one, 4 strike 2. We also want to say thanks to you as the viewers, not just for tuning in, but if you are familiar with our streams, as Terriac chops that one toward third base on 2 hops, Coleman gets it, fires across, Badak snags it at first for the out, 1 away. Here in the top of the 4th inning, nice play on 2 hops there by Dustin Coleman. Fired across the Badak for the first out. Like you folks out there who have become familiar with what we do and how we execute our broadcasts, you see that little green donate button down the bottom right-hand corner of your ground ball there. Badak! Nice play, bounce off his glove, he gets back to first, recovers in time, and Kinter picked up the ball after Badak laid out for it. It went off of Badak's glove. He saw that the ball was going towards second base, so he hustled back to first. Heads up play by Logan Badak at first, and Kinter was right there to snag that ball, toss on to first base. And that retires Owen McDermott, one of the most dangerous hitters in this Leechburg lineup for the second out. Heck of a play there by Badak, not just knocking that ball down and keeping it in the infield, but able to have the awareness to get back and cover first. Kinter tossed it over there for the out. Smooth play by Logan Badak. Short coach Santelmo happy to have him back there at first base. So 2-away, Kerfman up, sends it out to center field. Harper Road under it, and that'll do it in the Leechburg top half of the 4th, 3 up, 3 down. Once again, Preston Delano really pitching a heck of a game so far for the Riverhawks. He has settled in nicely. 4 scoreless for Delano. Only 1 hit allowed. No runs, no walks, and a couple of strikeouts for Carson Delano through 4 innings. So that's going to send us to the bottom of the 4th inning here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings Game Day on High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckengost along with you this afternoon. Just a gorgeous day here at Armstrong. I can see down the river past Ford City. What a vantage point I have up here. You can look going east to west there. See up 422, the rolling hills of Armstrong County. Just an absolutely perfect day for baseball. As I mentioned, 80 degrees at game time. I think it might have actually gotten a little warmer since we've been here. Oh, still 80. As I check the old weather app on my phone, but just a light breeze here today, and that is perfect, especially for me up here with all this equipment I have. Well, yesterday it was a beautiful day, sunshine was out, nice and warm, but I had stuff blowing everywhere. And my post-game interview with our Devon Chiropractic player of the game, Caden Rupert, was interrupted by the wind, shall we say, as both of our microphones were picking it up heavily. But getting back to my point here that I was trying to make before the Riverhawks put together that 1-2-3 inning to keep Leechburg scoreless, we have that little green donate button. If you go to the Boxcast link, if you're watching the stream on the Boxcast link and you're not just seeing it on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, if you see that Boxcast link, there's a little light green aqua type color box down in the bottom right hand corner that says donate. And I got to tell you, as much as we thank our sponsors and appreciate our sponsors for all they do for us financially to help us achieve these broadcasts. As that pitch in there for a strike, unable to hold up on the check swing, was the Riverhawks leadoff batter here in the bottom of the fourth inning. This is with a curveball right there. This is Delano up 1 for 2 today. That little green donate button. Many folks out there have gone into their own pocket, hit that little green donate button, and we get a report every time that someone donates to High Top Sports Network. And I'm not going to put anybody's name out there. As Delano, nice play by Kirkman at third, snags that grounder and fires across to Kapalka for the first out of the inning. Nice play by Kirkman at the hot corner, taking a hit away from Carson Delano, one away. I'm not going to embarrass anyone. I'm not going to say names of all the fine folks who have donated to us. But we appreciate it. I mean, it's a heartwarming thing to get those emails, to get those reports that say, so-and-so has donated $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever it is that folks have felt so generous to send our way, just as a personal donation to us, to help us achieve, these quality broadcasts and be able to bring them to you folks out there free of charge. It's really, it gets you right in the feels. It's a beautiful thing, so we can't say thank you enough to all the viewers out there who have decided to donate to us through that Boxcast link, hitting that little green donate button. It's really the more I talk about it, I'm getting a little choked up here. It kind of brings a tear to my eye. Just thinking about how many people, and it's been a lot of folks. That ball smacked into left field for a base hit, one out single. Wow, I think that's the first time that I've called his name this year. Just to make sure that is correct. It is Caden Sheeran getting in there, and a one-out single. So Caden Sheeran making a varsity appearance today and able to smack a base hit into left field. Congratulations to Caden. Broadcasted the majority of these Riverhawks baseball games so far this season, and that is the first time I have seen Sheeran hit. So congratulations to that young man for smacking a single there, one out. And another hit after that singles here for the Riverhawks, as Armstrong has had runners on base in every inning. And that was Mason Schreckengoss following up Sheeran. That is Schreckengoss' first hit of the afternoon. Yeah, just to finish my point about the fine folks, you viewers out there that have donated to us. Really appreciate it. We just got one during this game, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. That ball is grounded on the first pitch. Kirkman tagging Sheeran and able to get the second out. Kirkman heads up play there. Fielded the ground ball off the bat of Payback. And able to tag out Caden Sheeran for the second out of the inning. So runners remain on first and second. Payback at first, Schreckengoss at second base. Bottom of the fourth inning here on this Pugsy's Pizza and Wings game day. Henry's still out there battling. That was his 98th pitch of the afternoon, so I'm sure Coach Scheimer would like to get his starter through this fourth inning as he works to Nick Kinter. Kinter an RBI single his last time up. And of course, the folks who have donated to us. If you or someone you know is a local business owner or affiliated with a community organization, Kinter to Hopper. Kerfman over there to step on third to get the force. So Kerfman involved in all 3 outs for the Blue Devils. And they finally keep the Riverhawks off the board as Henry gets through his first scoreless inning, and that'll be the end for Henry. I believe he's at, I'm going to say he's at 99 pitches. Nope, that was 100. That was pitch number 100, so sure Coach Scheimer will have another pitcher out there. I was just looking across it. I'm not sure. It's still Delano in there for the Riverhawks. Delano has only thrown, dig this, 37 pitches through 4 complete, 26 of which have gone for strikes. So talk about efficiency. Carson Delano might not let anybody else get out there on the mound this afternoon for Armstrong. He's throwing a heck of a game right now. Top of the 5th inning coming up here. On High Top Sports Network, Josh Reckloff here with you this afternoon. Beautiful day. Great day for baseball. What isn't a great day for baseball? I mean, of course, you know, weather can be a factor, but really, if you love the game, every day is a great day for baseball. Take a sip of my tea there, lubricate the vocal cords, and get ready for the top half of the 5th inning. Carson Delano for the Riverhawks in cruise control right now. As I mentioned, only 37 pitches needed for Delano to get through the first 4 innings of this start. And, you know, you hear coaches talk all the time. Boy, the magic number is really 10 pitches an inning for a pitcher. If you can stay to that, you are really, really in control. And Delano has been even better than that, just 37 pitches needed through 4 complete, and he starts off this at bat with a strike on the outside corner. Delano, that one just missing low. Tyler Burke 0 for 1 today. And a ground ball over there to Brink, fires across. Out number 1. And another quick out. And a quick start. Ground out to short. That is Brink. Score that 6-3 in your scorecard. I always like when announcers, broadcasters say that. That's a 6-3 putout if you're scoring at home. Who really scores at home? I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there that do it, but having an actual scorecard while you watch a game on TV, I like to do it at the ballpark. I tried to teach my son Aiden how to score a baseball game, and he lost interest after about 2 innings, but what can you do? Teenagers, right? So Delano, that pitch low. Logan Klein put a charge into one his last time up, but Caden Rupert out there in right field tracked it down about, I think it was in foul territory where he caught it. He was very close to the right field fence there, right in front of the actual home run fence, as that one skied Harkle Road coming in, calling off Brink. And the Riverhawks center fielder snags out number 2. So again, Delano already 2 quick outs. Only 43 pitches thrown. Making 44. That fly out was pitch number 44 for Carson Delano. As I was saying, Klein put a charge into one. Rupert made a nice play over there, kind of down in that right field corner where the fences come together to get Klein the last time up. Klein pops up here to Harkle Road, and then we got Rocco Vigna, the catcher, He is 0 for 1 this afternoon against Delano. Curveball. Ooh, that looked good. I didn't see the umpire's arm go up. But it looked good from my vantage point. Football field half away. That ball low in the dirt. So make it 3-0. I do not believe Delano has issued a walk today. So let's see if he can fight back here and keep Vigna on the hook. Fastball in there for a strike. Vigna taking all the way. 2 down, nobody on. Leechburg trailing 7-0. Only 1 hit today for the Blue Devils. Carson Delano. Great start for the Riverhawks. Pitch in there. Oh, just missing on the inside corner. So Vigna draws the first walk of the afternoon, which Delano had been pinpoint with his control. And a 2-out walk issued to the Leechburg catcher. So down 7-0. It's tough to be aggressive on the base path, but I know that's one thing Coach Scheimer likes to do. Don't know if he's going to run with his catcher here, although the pinch runner just came in via the flex roll. So I'm going to try and see if I can get a number of the pinch runner. Delano, first pitch in there for a strike. This is Eli Werner getting his first at bat of the afternoon. See if Werner comes in to pitch. See he's now batting in Henry's spot in the order. Oh, excuse me, he's batting in Kapalka's spot. Sorry about that. Delano. Boy, it's really tough to see the umpire's arm. He's not giving a very demonstrative strike signal here, so I'm not sure where that one was. It was good location, right at the knees, but a ball called. Werner swings through that one and misses. So 1-2 the count. 2 down here in the 5th inning. Blue Devils trail by 7. Delano trying to get through his 5th full inning. Eli Werner just chopped that one over to third. Coleman goes to Kinzer at second for the force out. That is out number 3. So again, Leechburg held off the scoreboard. Carson Delano, 5 shutout innings on the hill for the Riverhawks, getting the 5-4 forced out at second base right there to end the inning. Blue Devils leave 1 stranded there in the top of the 5th inning. On this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day here on High Top Sports Network. Josh Rangoss with you. Just going to get you some scores here maybe from our other broadcasts this afternoon. As mentioned, also on the network, we have the West Shamokin Marion Center Heritage Conference baseball softball doubleheader. Not exactly sure what the score is for the baseball game, but check in here with the softball game. And it's still 1-0 Stingers in a good one at the softball field there at West Shamokin. Marion Center up 1-0 on the Wolves, top of the 5th inning there, as we are about to reach the bottom of the 5th inning here. Thanks to our great sponsors over there for West Shamokin baseball and softball. Of course, Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments, a great supporter of West Shamokin Athletics and High Top Sports Network's coverage of West Shamokin Athletics. Thanks also to Nicola and Photography. If you've watched our broadcast, you know Nicola is a longtime sponsor here on High Top Sports Network. She takes just amazing sports photos. Not just that, senior photos, babies. I mean, technically, I guess it's called newborns. But, you know, baby photos, family photos, wedding photos. Nicola Ann voted one of the top photographers in the Pittsburgh region by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. She has studio locations in Lawrenceville and here in Katanning. Nicola Ann Photography. Check her out online. You can find her on Facebook. Of course, you can also find her website. Just search Nicola Ann, Nikkala, space ANNE, Photography. Nicola Ann Photography. Great sponsor, not only of West Shamokin Athletics, but of course Armstrong Softball. She is a sponsor for our broadcast of the Riverhawks softball team. And of course Phoenix Physical Therapy, Rural Valley. Brian Brooks, the director out there at Phoenix. Great dude. Always down to help out. Always down to sponsor our broadcasts. And we do a lot with Phoenix Physical Therapy. They can get you back on your feet after an injury in no time. Recover, recharge, and rise to new heights. PhoenixPhysicalTherapy.com. Of course, David Fermani here in Katanning, director at their office here in Katanning, and Frank Leechburg and Brian out there in Rural Valley. Right on 85 there before you get to Rural Valley, actually, if you're coming from Katanning. Brian, fantastic, great staff out there, very caring, understanding staff at Phoenix Physical Therapy. So a good one going on there if you want to hop over and check out some Heritage Conference softball action. Here we've got the Riverhawks up 7-0 on the visiting Leechburg Blue Devils, WPIAL non-conference varsity baseball matchup today. I've got a new pitcher in for the Blue Devils. And that is Logan Klein, the lefty, working to Dustin Coleman. Coleman 1 for 2 today. Also drew a walk. And Klein missing up high. Make it 1-1. Story of the game so far, Carson Delano just really executing his pitches well. And all around the strike zone, just hammering it. Coleman swings, hits a rip to shortstop, line drive right into the glove of Owen McDermott for the first out of the inning. Boy, Coleman hit that ball on the screws, but McDermott right there went down to one knee and snagged that hard line drive for the first out of the inning. Caden Rupert, senior right fielder, now coming to the dish for the Riverhawks. Rupert hit by a pitch a couple of times today, also 1 for 1 on the afternoon. First pitch from Klein. In there for a strike. Yeah, Delano on the mound for the Riverhawks. Just been fantastic today. Highly efficient. Never really in any trouble. The first inning is that ball 1-hop, 2-hop, out to second. And a ground out there by Rupert. Ends up being the second out of this 5th inning. That was Turiak taking that on 2 hops off the turf. And firing over to Ferner, who has replaced Caleb Palka at first base for the Blue Devils. Hayden Brink up now for Armstrong, senior shortstop, 0 for 2 today. And Ferner misses high and outside. Brink has been on base once with a walk, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Ferner, the 1-0, that's low. And bounces off of Bigman's glove. So that'll make it count 2-0. I wanted to try and pull up Carson Delano's season stats here. Now I'm just going to get an idea of what he's been able to do so far for the Riverhawks. Ferner missing again, so Brink, as mentioned earlier, leading this team 7 walks. And the 3-0 count here might be staring at his 8th base on balls this year. And that one misses, so 4-pitch walk with 2 outs to Hayden Brink as he strides down to first base. Delano coming into this game had appeared in 3 games, 1 start, just 4 1/3 innings pitched. 0-0 record. He has a save this year. 1 for 1 in save opportunities for Delano. 2 hits allowed, One earned run, giving up 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. So nice start here for Carson Delano, and that's got to be encouraging for head coach Santelmo, finding some pitching depth as Werner throws a strike right there. Good location on that fastball by Werner. Inside corner to Galinsky, who has a couple of hits today. And Werner missing, so make it 2-1. Galinsky 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. And you look up and down the Riverhawks lineup, 10 hits today. The only starter without a hit, Hayden Brink. As Galinsky takes a strike right there, so count even at 2-2. Yeah, every Riverhawk starter with a hit today except for Brink. And as mentioned, a couple of loss issues to Hayden Brink, so he's been on base a couple of times. Coleman with 1, Rupert with 1. Galinsky, the only multi-hit effort so far. Don't know what's going on here. I had the Marion Center West Shamokin game still up on my screen, and Joe must have ran a high-top commercial because I was very confused. That ball smoked toward the right center field gap, and it'll get down, digging around second, hitting third, and not stopping as there's some trouble picking up the ball out in right field. And Brink will score all the way from first base. Logan Galinsky once again delivers his 3rd hit of the afternoon. They're going to rule it a triple. Floyd had a little trouble. He got over to the ball, and then he tried to pick it up, and took him a couple of attempts to get a handle on the ball, and he kind of, after he threw the ball, and he kind of doubled over. It looked like he was in some pain, but seems to be okay out there in right field. But that'll be a 2-out RBI triple for Logan Galinsky, his 3rd hit of the afternoon. That makes it 8-0 Riverhawks. As we will tack on another run here on the Steffi's Country Catering scoreboard. Check out Terry Steffi on Facebook. Look for those Sunday takeout specials, of course. The weather's warming up, and that means outdoor events, graduation parties, family reunions, weddings. Or maybe you're just coming up camp and have a get-together with friends and family. Make sure you reach out to Terry. Fantastic home-cooked food, generous portions, everything. And I say this, it is not an overstatement or exaggeration. Everything is tremendous. Remember, Sugar Rush Cupcakes by Tara, also available. That ball gets away. Wild pitch there by Werner allows Galinsky to trot home with the Riverhawks' 9th run of the contest. So 9-0 Armstrong, that wild pitch by Werner. Getting past Galinsky, or excuse me, getting past Vigna and allowing Galinsky to score. That'll make it 9-0. I don't know, Vigna might have had an issue there. Let's see, I don't know if Coach Scheimer might be making a change, but Vigna went to the dugout. And back to it. Caden Sheeran, 1 for 1 today. Sheeran with a single in his last at bat. Swing and a miss right there on that pitch by Werner. That'll even the count at 1-1. And Sheeran on his first at bat. That was his first at bat of the season. So base knock for Caden Sheeran in his first at bat. Last time up, first at bat of the year. So congratulations to that young man with a varsity hit. And his first at bat of the season, fouls that one off. Big man able to hang on, 4 straight 2. So Logan Klein, I think I said Werner before, so apologies to Logan Klein. He has been on the hill this entire inning. Werner came into the game to play first base for Kapalka. So apologies if I said Werner has been pitching. He hasn't been. I know I started out with Klein. For some reason, I think the double substitution caught me. I know Werner came in, and I think I've said Werner was on the hill, so sorry about that. It is Logan Klein, I promise. So a Nationwide Logistics full count here to Caden Sheeran, his second at bat of the season. Trying to keep this inning alive. Riverhawks lead 9-0. Here's the pitch from Klein. Strike 3. The Nationwide Logistics backwards K. Logan Klein out of the inning. But the Riverhawks able to tack on a couple more runs. Make it 9-0 as we head to the top of the 6th inning here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day on High Top Sports Network. Josh Rettengoff here with you this afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it, as always. Let's try and get that camera down a little bit. I don't know why it keeps coming back up like that. How's that? A little bit better there. Getting ready to head to the 6th inning here. All Armstrong today. Carson Delano, the story. He is your early leader for the DeMond Chiropractic Center Player of the Game. Thanks to Dr. DeMond, a great sponsor. Came on board last year during football season and was very helpful during the playoffs, both in the fall and in the winter, and also jumping on board here in the spring. So thanks to Dr. DeMond. Take a look at the, excuse me about that. Clear the throat there a little bit. The upcoming schedule for the Riverhawks, last game of the week, is today against Leechburg, but then the section back-to-back at the beginning of next week against Gateway. They'll be on the road at Gateway, and then here at home versus Gateway on the second half of the back-to-back. That's next Tuesday, the 18th. Of course, you can see that here on High Top Sports Network. And then have almost a week off, and then the back-to-backs against Franklin Regional at the beginning of the final week of the month, with the home half of that back-to-back against the Panthers. We'll be on High Top Sports Network. Going over some other upcoming schedules. And a walk issued right there, so leadoff walk to Jaden Floyd by Delano. Delano still only at 57 pitches here in the 6th inning, so just a tremendous start by Delano. Fires over quickly, safe. Delano trying to catch Floyd sleeping, but the Leechburg sophomore able to get back safely. Delano fires that first pitch in for a strike. And the game changer just stalled on me here, but this should be the top of the order. I believe that's Henry, who has now moved to center field after starting the game on the mound for the Blue Devils. Delano missing with the fastball up high. Nobody out here, top of the 6th. Leechburg down 9-0, really need to get something started here. Pickoff attempt thrown over again by Delano. Floyd back. Henry facing a 1-1 count. He's 0 for 2 this afternoon. And Delano fires curveball low. Dug out by Galinsky. That'll make the count 2-1. Good fastball right there to even the count to Henry. Delano, good velocity right there on that heater. Make it a 2-2 count. And the backwards K, Nationwide Logistics backwards K for Carson Delano. I believe that is strikeout number 3 on the afternoon for Delano. It is indeed. So Delano gets Henry looking. Nice strikeout for the first out of the inning. Delano paying close attention to Jaden Floyd over there at first base. Not sure you need to be holding him on so intently, up 9-0. Yeah, first pitch is a swing and a miss right there. This is Turiak, the second baseman. Oh, good pitch right there, but just off the plate, called a ball. 1-1 the count now to Turiak. 1 for 2 this afternoon. Turiak has the only Leechburg hit in today's game. And Delano with the 2-1 count. Fires and gets the strike on the outside corner to Turiak, so that evens it up at 2-2. Carson Delano, very impressive in this start, just his second of the season. Curveball, just missing high right there to Turiak, so we have another Nationwide Logistics full count, drive with the best. Nationwide Logistics, check them out. Career opportunities at Nationwide Logistics Inc. That's nationwidelogisticsinc.com. Another pickoff attempt. Boy, that's about 6 so far. That Delano has thrown over, keeping Jaden Floyd close there. Floyd at first after the leadoff walk in this inning. Delano with a full count here to Turiak. Got him! Backwards K again. Another Nationwide Logistics backwards K. That's back-to-back. Nationwide Logistics backwards Ks for Carson Delano. Strikeout number 4. So now 2 down. Logan Klein coming to the plate. Klein, probably the hardest hit ball off of Delano today. Sent it deep into the right field corner, but Caden Rupert able to track it down. Fastball high there to Klein. 1-0 count. Turiak did have that line drive single, second batter of the game. And a swing, foul ball there by Klein, makes it 1-1. Turiak hit the ball hard. It just took a funky hop and got over Harkle Road in center field. And Turiak able to make it all the way to third, but was stranded there. And that was the best opportunity the Blue Devils have had so far this afternoon. That ball hit right at the shortstop break. He steps on second base, and that'll do it. In the top of the 6th, Leechburg once again held scoreless. Carson Delano, the Armstrong starter, throwing up goose eggs today. 6 shutout innings for Delano. After inducing Klein to hit that ground out right to Brink, stepped on second for the fielder's choice, 6 unassisted in your scorecard. As I mentioned before, don't know if you're scoring at home, but probably not. But if you do have a scorecard, 6 unassisted right there on the fielder's choice to end the inning. So in all likelihood, this will be Armstrong's last trip to the plate. Klein, after that ground out, will head back out to the mound for his second inning work. Here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day, Josh Schreckengoss in the Armstrong Indoor Athletics broadcast booth. Got one great thing to tell you about AIA has coming up. I already told you about the baseball softball hitting clinic this weekend on the 15th. And really a cool thing for the youngsters ages 8U, 10U, and 12U. You get an hour each at the AIA Diamond and Cage facility. You can also check out that beautiful brand new indoor diamond they put in. It's just a fantastic, really sparkling addition to an already great facility. With the AIA Diamond and Cage facility, it's 138 South Grant Avenue in Katanning, downtown. 8U will run from 11 to noon, 10U 12:30 to 1:30, 12U 2 to 3, $25 registration fee, limited to 25 players, in each age group. Register at 724-793-7529. Make your checks payable to AIA. Check out AIA.team. And then the other event I wanted to tell you about is the 2023 4th annual AIA Baseball Champ Camp. Championship Baseball Camp held here at Armstrong Junior Senior High School at the baseball and softball fields. You can register today at AIA.team. Check out the website. They are now taking reservations for the Champ Camp. And that will run from June 12th to 16th here at Armstrong, 8 a.m. to noon on each of those days. And you want to talk about just a really immersive, in-depth, week of training for your baseball player. You come up here, get your youngster registered for the 4th annual baseball champ camp. I mean, it's just tremendous. A lot of fun games, giveaways, cool stuff. Of course, drills, scrimmages, practices, instruction. It's really, as I said, immersive, in-depth, comprehensive training by all the fine folks at AIA, obviously bringing in guest instructors for that. I know some of the varsity baseball players help out with it, as Klein able to get a strike right there on the leadoff hitter for the Riverhawks here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This is Schreckengoss. And strike number 2 right there. So 2-2 the count to Mason Schreckengoss. 1 for 2 this afternoon. And he pops it up behind home plate, but it'll get over the backstop and out of play. So another Nationwide Logistics full count. Had a few of those today. Nationwide Logistics took up a bunch of the sponsorships here for our coverage of Armstrong baseball. A lot of the cool smaller ones like Stolen Base, Full Count, Backwards K. As Schreckengoss draws a walk from Klein, so the leadoff batter is aboard for Armstrong here in the bottom of the 6th. Going back to the Armstrong Indoor Athletics Baseball Champ Camp, you're going to want to check that out. It really is, an all-encompassing clinic running for that week. It's just, I've covered it before for the leader times, as that pitch from Klein gets past Bigna all the way to the backstop. And Schreckengoss advances on the wild pitch. Logan Badak at the plate, 1 for 2 today for the Riverhawks first baseman. Badak chops one, it's going to be foul over in front of the Armstrong dugout. And count 1-1. Delivers to Badak. Swing and a miss. Good location, good velocity there by Logan Klein, getting Badak to swing through that outside fastball. So Klein ahead in the count here, 1-2. Trekkingoss out there at second base. Badak staying alive. Fights that breaking ball off. Count will remain 1-2. And here is the 1-2 delivery from Klein. Off the plate right there. Tried another breaking ball outside. Badak laid off. And Badak waits on that breaking ball, smacks it out in the left field, a high hop right there. Able to corral it in left. Was Tyler Burke, but that is going to be your walk-off game winner, I believe. Badak pushes home the 10th run of the game for the Riverhawks. And as we are in the bottom of the 6th inning, well, that'll do it. Logan Badak singles home Mason Trekkingoss. The final, Armstrong 10, Leechburg nothing. Here on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day, I'm going to call Coach Santelmo and get Carson Delano over here. Certainly deserving of our DeMond Chiropractic Center player of the game. Give Coach Santelmo a call right now, hopefully before they get started with the post-game speech. Nice handshakes out there by the two teams. As I mentioned, a lot of these guys know each other. It's an interesting way we got to do things here to get the player of the game over to us. Don't know if Coach Santelmo has his phone on him. Doesn't look like it. It went to voicemail. We'll try and ring him again. He's walking out there. I don't think he has his phone with him. Usually, assistant coach Kyle Montgomery, who does the game changer, he'll answer if Coach Santelmo can't. Let's see. Will somebody grab for the phone? It's the waiting game. Nope. So we're going to have to wait for Coach Santelmo to get the post-game speech done. And, oh, here, we're calling back. Hey, could you send Carson?
Yep, will do.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yep, will do.
All right, Coach Montgomery called me right back there, so we're going to get Carson Delano over here, our DeMond Chiropractic Center player of the game. Right now, it is the Ryan Bowser State Farm postgame show here on High Top Sports Network. Like a good neighbor, Ryan Bowser State Farm is there, located in downtown Ford City. Ryan Bowser is a licensed insurance agent. But guess what? He can help you with a heck of a lot more than just car insurance, though State Farm is the largest auto insurer in the nation. Ryan can help you bundle homeowners, car, boats, pets, whatever you need. Ryan Bowser State Farm has plenty of insurance services, also financial services and healthcare services available through State Farm. And Ryan is an expert at all of the above, so make sure you check him out. RyanBowserSF.com. Get an online free quote or visit him downtown Ford City. That's Ryan Bowser State Farm, like a good neighbor. Ryan Bowser State Farm is there. Thanks to Ryan for being our post-game sponsor today on this Bugsy's Pizza and Wings game day. Armstrong dominant victory over county rival Leechburg, 10-0. Logan Badak with the quote-unquote walk-off base hit in the bottom of the sixth to plate Mason Schreckengost with the 10th run of the game, and that's 3 straight games. The Armstrong Riverhawks varsity baseball team has won via the mercy rule. And I'll tell you what, this team is starting to really gain confidence and gain an appreciation for what it takes to be able to win on a consistent basis. And I'm not so sure that's something that the program has always had in place, stacking wins, the mentality of stacking wins. Obviously, Armstrong plays in a highly competitive section. You got Fox Chapel and Franklin Regional up there in the standings, both above Armstrong right now. But the Riverhawks 4-2 in section play, now 7-3 overall on the season, and they've hit a rhythm. Obviously, Penn Hills, that's an opponent, and I talked to Caden Rupert about this yesterday. That's an opponent on paper that you look at and you think, we should be able to take care of these guys. But sometimes that doesn't always happen. That's why they play the games. You look at Penn Hills' record. It was 0-5 going into yesterday, 0-6 now after the loss yesterday to the Riverhawks. But you know what? As I said, that's why you play the game. There are upsets. There are days where you come out and don't have it, and the other guy does. But the Riverhawks have just been a steady, plodding force over this last week and a half, starting with that victory in the second half of the section back-to-back against Penn Trafford last Tuesday on the 4th, and it was a gutsy win. You take it back to that game, the Riverhawks the day before had fallen 2-0 at Penn Trafford in a game where Coach Santelmo said, look, we did everything right pretty much. We only gave up 2 runs. We got good pitching. We got decent defense. But we didn't get the offense. And then the next day, Riverhawks come back, and the first, Dustin Coleman on the hill strikes out the side to start the game. And you could see, just from a quick look into the Armstrong dugout, how pumped up they were that Coleman came out there and mowed down the first 3 Penn Trafford hitters by striking out the side. And then what does Coleman do? Comes up, leading off, takes the first pitch he sees, and drives it to the base of the right center field wall for a leadoff triple. Able to come around and score. So right there, you have a great start on the mound by Coleman. Senior captain comes in, smokes one to the base of the fence. You're at third base with nobody out. Riverhawks pushed him across. So now after 1 inning, you got momentum on the defensive side of the ball because of Coleman's pitching, and you got momentum on the offensive side of the ball by taking a 1-0 lead a day after you weren't able to score a run against the Warriors. And Coleman was absolutely brilliant last Tuesday against Penn Trafford, 6 2/3. Only 3 hits allowed, 1 run. It was unearned, so no earned runs allowed by Coleman. 4 walks, which, I talked to him after the game. He was our DeMond Chiropractic Center player of the game. Talked to him after the game. I said, not a lot to pick apart there from your outing, but I'm sure you'd like to have, a couple of those walks back. And he said, yeah, that was really the only thing that Coleman, and I don't even want to say did wrong, that was the only thing that Coleman didn't do absolutely excellently all day long against Penn Trafford. He went 6 2/3, nearly was able to get the complete game, but ran into that pitch count. And then Delano came in and picked up his first save of the season. He only needed 5 pitches to get 1 out and close the door on the Warriors. But since that game last Tuesday, Armstrong has been on fire. Talked about the 2 mercy rule victories over Penn Hills this week after the Easter holiday, after the Easter break. They take out Penn Hills 12-1 on Tuesday. That game only needed 5 innings. Coleman again picking up the win, went 4, gave up only 1 hit, no runs, with 6 strikeouts. Obviously, Armstrong taking advantage of some Penn Hills errors, but also 9 hits. A multi-hit game for Schreckengost, a multi-hit game for Rupert. Rupert was 2 for 2, 4 RBI in that game against Penn Hills on Tuesday. Then they come home yesterday, facing Penn Hills in the second half of that back-to-back, and put together just an absolute dominant performance, 16-1, only to 4 innings, and then a walk-off 3-run double to make it 15 runs after 4 by Rupert in that game. Rupert again, strong game, 2 for 4, 4 RBI, second straight game, so 8 RBI over those 2 games against Penn Hills for Caden Rupert. Couple of doubles, Logan Vadak, couple of doubles, Mason Schreckengoff, couple of doubles. Coleman and Galinsky both had doubles, and of course, Braden Wright hitting that mammoth 3-run homer. So of those 9 hits by the Riverhawks, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, all 9 of them. How about that? Excuse me, that was 13 hits on the second game. Apologies for that. So of those 13 hits against the Indians yesterday, 9 of them went for extra bases for the Riverhawks, and they were able to shut the door on that one in 4 innings. And today, dominant, in complete control of Leechburg, thanks to Carson Delano on the hill. You pick up another Mercy Rule victory, 10-0 today over the county rival Blue Devils, and Leechburg is no slouch. Came into this game with a 5-3 record, as I said, and kind of expected, more of a contest today. Leechburg just really had no answer for Carson Delano, and that's a huge thing for the Riverhawks, as I mentioned. Finding that pitching depth behind Coleman and Brink in those top 2 spots in your rotation. Boy, wouldn't it be nice for the Riverhawks to have Delano really settle in to that number 3 role and help Armstrong in the pitching department. Really, to have some backup there for Brink and Coleman. So trying to get Carson's headset untangled here. Get it hooked up so when he comes up here, he can give us a little bit of a chat as our Des Moines Chiropractic player of the game, Carson Delano. Just an excellent start. I think we're all plugged in. We're just going to wait for Carson to get over here. See if the Iceman, Todd Harvey, brings him over the way he has the past couple of times with our player of the game in the Cadillac athletic cart. But aside from Delano's fantastic complete game victory today, Riverhawks, once again, timely hitting. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, scoreless in the fourth, and 2 more in the fifth. And the walk-off, 10th run in the 6th inning. Armstrong coming up with 10 runs on 12 hits today. Paydak, a couple of doubles. Nice game for him. Galinsky had that RBI triple. And those were the extra base hits today, so as I said, go down the lineup. Every starter except Hayden Brink had a hit today for Armstrong, and not really Brink's fault. He didn't see much. Picked up a couple of walks today. Hayden Brink leading the team in bases on balls. I think the word has gotten out that he can swing the stick. Here he is, our Des Moines Chiropractic Center player of the game, Carson Delano. Throw that on there, bud. That mic a little on your face there. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Here, let me put it right there. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, Carson, congratulations. Des Moines Chiropractic Center player of the game today. What a start. How you looked comfortable from the very beginning. You were mixing up your pitches really well, and I thought you were extremely efficient today. I think through the 4th inning, you had only thrown 37 pitches. Just talk to me about how you felt when you took the mound there on this start.
Well, my goal was just to let them hit the ball. I know I got a great field behind me, so that's just what I did. I hit my spots, and my guys made my plays. So
yeah, you've gotten a chance. You came in and closed out that game for a save last week against Penn Trafford. You get the start today, and you got a great 1-2 punch in your starting rotation with Dustin and Hayden. That number 3 spot, excuse me, that's a little wire right there. That number 3 spot kind of wide open for you guys in the pitching rotation. I talked to Coach Santelmo about it, and he said, look, we're looking for pitching depth. How important is it for you to go out there and just kind of like seize the moment?
Well, I mean, we have a great pitching staff. I mean, it's just like...
Hey, you don't have to be nervous, man. You threw a complete game shutout.
Yeah, I mean, all of our pitchers are great. We got great depth, and our pitching staff's just amazing. So.
Yeah, how nice is it to learn from Dustin and Hayden, you know, the two senior captains out there? What have they kind of shown you when it comes to pitching?
Oh, it's great. They both have shown me multiple pitches that I throw now. I mean, my curveball has gotten 10 times better since Hayden showed me his grip, so I'd like to thank him for that.
Yeah, no doubt. I shout out the guys that helped me too, especially, you know, like I said, you were mixing up your pitches really well. You said it, you know, you were hitting the spots really efficiently, especially with that curveball, I thought, today, and you really kept them guessing out there.
Yeah. I mean, I just got a little tired at the end, and that's when I started to get a little bit wild, but other than that, I think I was doing pretty good.
This team's on a roll right now. You know, you guys have won 4 in a row, and it really started with that game against Penn Trafford last week. You know, you guys lose a tough one at their place 2-0, but come back here, battle back for a 3-1 win. Then you take care of business against Penn Hills, a team, you know, on paper, you really should, you know, be able to beat consistently. But then coming out today, you know, you never know what you're going to get out of Leechburg. They're, you know, a pretty good program. I mean, it's single A, of course, and you guys are 5A, but, you know, you never know what you're going to get out of them. They have a good coach, got some good talented athletes there, and you took care of business, another mercy roll game today.
Yeah, well, we just got a lot of momentum going right now. Coach Flanders said that we about scored a bonus 38-2 in the last 3 games, so we're rolling.
I'm not surprised that Coach Flanders has the stats on hand. You know, Coach Flanders has helped us out on High Top numerous times in multiple sports, and he's a great sports mind. Just talk to me a little bit about this coaching staff this year. Coach Santelmo coming in for his first year. You know, Coach Flanders obviously was the softball coach, took them to back-to-back state championship appearances. And, of course, Coach Harriger, you know, pitched in the majors and has been around the program for a long time. Just talk about, you know, kind of the stability and consistency that they've been able to bring as a coaching staff.
No, I mean, it's just a great staff. I mean, Denny's a great pitching coach. Vinny's a great coach. Flanders is a great coach. It's all around just a great atmosphere to be in.
How exciting is that dugout now? You guys are 7-3 here. Good record in the section. You know, what's the feel inside the dugout? You guys got to be feeling some confidence there.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. From last year being 7-10, and then this year already being like 7-3. I mean, it's just a great start, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations to you, Carson Delano, our DeMond Chiropractic Center player of the game. Hope you guys keep it up. Got some really important games coming up here in the section. But enjoy this win today, and congratulations.
Thank you.
That was Carson Delano, Armstrong's starting pitcher, our DeMond Chiropractic Center player of the game. Carson's line for the afternoon. Complete game, 6-inning shutout. Only 1 hit allowed, a couple of walks, and 4 strikeouts. So Carson Delano picking up his first victory of the season. Riverhawks have now won 4 in a row. Leechburg falls to 5-4 on the year with this non-conference loss. Both teams will be back in action at the beginning of next week. As mentioned, the Riverhawks will be on the road at Gateway for a WPIAL Class 5A Section 1 showdown on Monday, and then back here at the Hawks Nest on Tuesday for the second half of that back-to-back with Gateway. Looking forward to that game. It will be, of course, broadcast live here on High Top Sports Network. And checking out the Blue Devils really quickly. We'll take a look at their schedule. And they actually are at Pearl tomorrow, so apologies there. They are going to be in action tomorrow. So last game of the week for the Riverhawks, but the Blue Devils in action on the road tomorrow at Pearl. And then next Monday, they start a section WPIAL Class Single A Section 3 back-to-back with St. Joseph. So Blue Devils looking to rebound tomorrow against the Bucks, shake off this 10-0 loss here at Armstrong, and hopefully back in the winning column. So thanks to Carson Delano, our DeMond Chiropractic Center player of the game, for coming up and joining me here on the Ryan Bowser State Farm postgame This is our last broadcast of this week, but of course, as I mentioned, the schedule upcoming will be back in action early next week. Armstrong baseball, softball, of course, Kiski area baseball, West Shamokin baseball, softball as well. Just want to check in and see what we got going on there. It looks like the West Shamokin baseball game is just finishing up, and the softball game is already done. So maybe I can check in and get you an out-of-town score really quickly on the Wolves and Stingers softball game, Heritage Conference softball matchup. Tune into that one really quickly. It's over, so we'll head to the end there and check the score. Wow, the Wolves! Boy, that game was 1-0 Marion Center in the 5th inning, and then the scoring took off, but West Shamokin raised their record to 5-3 on the year with a 7-5 win over Marion Center at home, thanks to Griffith's Auto Sales for being the scoreboard sponsor of that game. Thanks to Nicola Ann Photography, Carson Boyer Funeral Homes and Monuments, and Phoenix Physical Therapy Rural Valley for the sponsorships out there West Shamokin way. And of course, thanks to our tremendous sponsors here for Armstrong Baseball. Of course, you just heard the Ryan Bowser State Farm postgame show. Thanks to Armstrong Indoor Athletics, our broadcast booth sponsor. Remember, check out the hitting clinic coming up this weekend. And of course, you can register your young baseball player for the 4th annual Baseball Champ Camp. And that'll be June 12th through the 16th, held here at Armstrong Junior Senior High School at the baseball and softball fields. Thanks to Nationwide Logistics, our full count sponsor, Backwards K sponsor, Down Visit sponsor, and of course our Stolen Base sponsor. Thanks to Nationwide Logistics for jumping in on all of those great sponsorships. Of course, thanks to Steffi's Country Catering, our scoreboard sponsor throughout the season here for Armstrong Baseball. Search Terry Steffi on Facebook. He'll slick you up. Tell him High Top Sports Network sent you. And of course, thank you to Dr. Demond at Demond Chiropractic Center for being our player of the game sponsor. Thanks to Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments as our starting lineup sponsor, and Mills Chiropractic Center, our pregame show sponsor. And last but not least, Bugsy's Pizza and Wings, downtown Katanning, South Jefferson Street, our official broadcast partner for Armstrong Baseball this season. Well, that's going to do it for me, Josh Rettenrost here at Armstrong. Final score, Riverhawks 10, Blue Devils nothing. We appreciate you tuning in this afternoon. Hope you enjoyed everything on the network, be it Armstrong Baseball or West Shamokin Baseball and softball today. Again, another busy week coming up next week, so be sure to follow us on our social media platforms. Just search High Top Sports on Facebook, of course, at hightop_sports on Twitter. You can check the website, hightopsportsnetwork.com. And we have an Instagram at High Top Sports Network. Alrighty, folks. Well, everyone have a safe, healthy, and happy weekend for the entire High Top Sports Network team. My name is Josh Rettenrost, signing off, telling you to stay safe,